Hello, everybody. This is Ryan Eller, and we're on to the third quadrant of the MIST application for the MIST program here at Cal State Monterey Bay. And this is the supporting information quadrant. And I could preface this video by saying, for a lot of you, this is an optional section. So if you're somebody who has the vast majority, if not all of your experience on your resume and well noted in your statement of purpose, then you're totally free to skip this section. It won't be used against you. Now, if you're somebody who has extensive amounts of work experience or volunteer experience, and you really want to share that in conjunction with what you already have in your application materials, then you're also more than welcome to do that. So I'll show you both methods. Firstly, you click on the experiences button here. And after you've decided which route you want to go, you would then make the next choice. So if you're somebody who feels that your resume and your statement of purpose highlights the vast majority, if not all of your experience, then feel free to hit the I am not adding any experiences button and you'd be done. And you can jump on to the fourth video in this series. If you do want to add an experience, I'll show you how one looks when making the selection. So there's three options here. There's an employment option, an internship, or a volunteer option from the experience type dropdown. And really, if one of your experiences that you're adding doesn't perfectly fit this, I would just recommend to pick the category that most relates to the experience that you're deciding to share with us. So I'll pretend that I'm including some employment information, and then I'm essentially including my CSUMB role here. So you can see very simple. At first, you're just providing background information about the organization. I'll be frank, we're not going to contact them to be fair, but it is nice to have that information there, and it is required for the application. From there, you would include the supervisor that you worked for, if you so choose. You can see none of that is required. And once again, I would only really use this information if you ask me to contact your supervisor for a letter of recommendation, so on and so forth. From there, you would want to notate the experience dates. These are required. So let's say I started this role on February 1st, and it's something that I'm currently doing. I could click yes, and then you'll see that you won't have an end date. If it does have an end date, then naturally you would select no, and then provide the end date that is appropriate. And from there, because this is a job, it's asking me what the status was. So it was a full-time role of employment. And then I could share my real job title for the sake of this video. And you can see this is very similar to a job application type thing where you're providing all of this information here. And in this particular stance, you can notate if it's either a compensated role, something that you received academic credit for, or was a volunteer position. And it could be something that fits both. If you did a volunteer assignment for one of your classes, then it might be relevant that you received both academic credit and was volunteer experience. You can see kind of how that all works itself out. From there, you would, have up to 600 words to provide your key responsibilities. So I'm just going to put in a fake sentence. This is my job, but in short, you'd be able to actually include quite a bit of experience here. For most people, they'll end up including somewhere around 1 to 2 to 3 bullet points of kind of short, concise information about what that experience was. And then if you do want us to have the ability to contact your supervisor or a coworker, somebody that you worked at there, you can give us that release authorization. And then there you have that first experience there. And you can add as many experiences as you so choose. So this section is really one that's going to be quite like the academic history section that could be somewhat long, somewhat short, really just depends on the amount of experience that you want to share. But as I said before, your resume and statement of purpose are really where we're going to be looking for the vast majority of this information. So don't feel like you have to overshare. Really feel that you should share what you feel is going to benefit your application the most. So with that being said, that is the third quadrant of the application. And so in our final video, we'll go over the program materials section. Take care.